Guys, welcome to the Donald Jackson Show, and I'm your host, Donald Jackson. Guys, there's so many things that's been going on, and it's still going on. Last year, well, actually, this year, 2016, is going to be the end of my 2-year term as a board member of the Northwest Community Television Cable Network. And so I'm really proud to have served on that committee, and it's just been a great idea. Mr. Weir, how you doing?
Well, I wanted to surprise you, Donald.
Yes.
With this beautiful pie, celebrating your completion of your term on the board of representing all of us volunteers.
Wow.
And I received this from a marvelous lady, Rose McGee, who is famous for these sweet potato comfort pies. Mm-hmm. I'll put it here for now.
Wow.
And may I tell you, give you the presentation with that.
Absolutely.
We would be honored if you would allow us to present you with this gift, Donald, an original sweet potato comfort pie. On Saturday, January 16, 87 sweet potato pies were baked by community volunteers in celebration of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
Wow.
Golden Valley resident Rose McGee's own Deep Roots gourmet desserts recipe was used to make these delicious pies. And we had a sample of them back then on Sunday. 87 is the age that Dr. King would have been this year. Therefore, 87 of these pies are being distributed throughout the community as a proactive act of service. And you are one of the 87 recipients.
Wow.
In honor of Dr. King's service-oriented legacy, we would like you to accept this pie because of your excellent service on the Northwest Community Television Board and other pioneering work that you have done and will do in the larger community. We admire you and want you to have this pie as a symbol of caring and building community. The sweet potato comfort pies were baked in a certified kitchen, Calvary Lutheran Church in Golden Valley, and the ingredients are listed on the box. I'd like to read this poem that accompanies each pie, written by Golden Valley resident Pastor Rosalind Harmon. Comfort Pie. From the community of Golden Valley to wherever you reside, may this sweet potato pie soothe and warm your insides. Take time to laugh, cry, and remember those you love, but never forget your strength that comes from above. From family to community and community to your heart, unity and peace is where comfort and joy start. So today, be blessed. Remember to eat, pray, and love, and as you partake in making a difference, for there is much to be proud of. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That was truly a blessing. I tell you, you never know what God has you doing, and you never know who's watching you do it.
Well, I've been watching you, and so have a lot of other folks that appreciate your representing us on that board. You've raised our awareness of how we can affect the future of Northwest Community Television, not only by our work here of creating television programs, but also by letting them know what we need in order to do a better job.
That's right. That's right. Well, we all have a voice here, and I'm grateful for being a part of the Northwest Community Cable Network as a board member to represent the community, represent producers like yourself, and just be a part of the movement. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for service. I think the creator of these pies, Rose McGee, may be outside that door.
Okay, well, guys, with that, we'll be right back, and we'll see Miss Rose McGee.
Our nation will mark Martin Luther King Day tomorrow to honor the civil rights leader. Nearly 48 years after his death, a Minnesota woman is determined to keep King's mission alive. Janelle Klein shows us she's spreading his message of one piece of pie at a time.
It's a decades-old recipe she now knows by heart.
Brown sugar.
And as Rose McGee makes her great-grandmother's sweet potato pie,
Let's get ready to put the eggs in.
there's one ingredient more important than all the others.
So I know it's more than just the recipe. It's also the love that is poured into the batter.
Today, that love will go far as Rose and her volunteers make 87 pies to honor what would have been Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s 87th birthday. They'll give them to people all over Minnesota, a small, simple way to say thanks.
So pies will go to individuals, to organizations, to nonprofits, to police departments, because these relationships count, they matter.
Welcome back. This is Donald Jackson Show, and I am here with the lady who made this beautiful pie. I can't wait to taste it, Miss Rose Marie
Rose
McGee.
McGee.
It actually is Rosemarie McGee.
Rosemarie McGee. How are you?
I'm wonderful, wonderful.
Good.
So thank you all for
I'm so
doing
glad you
this.
could come, Rose.
Yes, and you made the presentation.
That's right.
Yay.
Yeah, and I am so honored. You know, Mr. Weir, you're just a great guy for even thinking of me to do this. And just I heard that your event was pretty, great, presenting 87 pies.
87 pies, which represent the age that Dr. King would have been this year. And these pies weren't made by me. I just orchestrated it. We had volunteers who came in and spent all day, the day before that Saturday, January 15th, no, 16th, January 16th. And they made the pie, and then they wrapped them all and put them in the boxes and numbered each one of them. So I'm not sure what the number was on your box.
Number 15 out
Number
of
15.
15,
All right,
wow.
number 15 of 87.
Wow.
So it was quite a community effort and just a way in which people can come together and then have conversation, dialogue around issues that are very sensitive to them.
And thanks to the Golden Valley Human Rights Commission, that was one of the sponsors of that event.
Yes, Golden Valley Human Rights Commission, the Golden Valley Community Foundation, and certainly the mayor of Golden Valley, Shep Harris, very supportive of this.
Good.
But people also were volunteers from the Twin Cities around, not just Golden Valley, but it is Golden Valley. It's where I live, and it's where we want to make sure that we're intentionally doing something of service to people. Well, I make sweet potato pies, and I thought, why not do something with a pie? So we say that the sweet potato pie is a catalyst for caring and building community.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So
Well, you certainly sound like you did just that this weekend by presenting your pies to all these recipients, and number 15 over here, and so I really appreciate you taking your time out to do all the work.
Rose, you have heard back from some of the people
I have.
that have presented these pies.
I have. People have just gotten some amazing responses. A woman who was there on Sunday, who's a veteran herself and very active with the veteran group in town, Trista, she said her women's veterans group, they went into the meeting and it was a little, at first, what they're meeting, but when they had pie, they just sort of calmed down.
Isn't that
And the
something?
meeting moved right on beautifully, yes.
Yes. So pies are symbolic, huh?
Pies are comforting.
Comforting.
They're comforting. And I grew up in the South. I grew up in Jackson, Tennessee. And my grandmother and great-grandmother and all the aunties in them they would just go and whip up the sweet potato pie in a minute.
Sure.
And my grandmother, of course, and great-grandmother would take pie, sweet potato pie in particular, to someone if they weren't feeling well, or if there had been a death in the family, or if they just, you never made one. So, you know, you've made a couple of pies, and so now you've got an extra one, so if somebody stops by, you always offer them some sweet tea, or a glass of water, or some pie. That's just the way, that's the Southern way. So that's what I believe we need to do more of. We've got so many people who are disconnected,
Yes.
so many people who are in pain. And for me, it's a sweet potato pie, but for somebody else, it may be chocolate chip cookies. It
Sure.
may be lefse, I don't know. But whatever it is, if you're making it from your heart and you're making it and you're giving it to people to say, I'm concerned about you.
Sure.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah. If we can do more of that, I think this world could be a better place.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Mr. Weir.
I sometimes wear a T-shirt that says, "Standing on the side of love."
Oh, I like that. I like
And
that.
that I should have worn that in presenting it to you, Donald.
You see the little hearts on there.
Got a
Look at
little
those
heart
hearts.
in there. How about that? You know, this is really fantastic, and I'm going to, by all means, eat some of this pie. So,
Absolutely. And it
yeah.
is the best.
I bet it is. I bet it is.
It is the best. Are you aware that we took pies down to Charleston to Mother Emanuel AME Church, which is the church where
Where the shooting
9
took
people
place.
were killed. So in August, my colleague and I, Eden Bart, who's a resident of Golden Valley, went with me. And again, we had a full day. People came in, volunteered, made the pies. We made 86 pies because, again, we were in 2015, so Dr. King would have been 86 then. So we made 86 pies. But when we got ready to do the shipping, we could only ship 56.
Oh.
So the balance of them, we put a call out just saying, all right, we've got some pies for sale. And they sold within 2 hours, which helped us to, defray the cost.
Sure.
But it was such a beautiful reception from the people there at the church and in the Charleston community, the mayor's office. You would have thought these pies were gold nuggets because every day people were donating something.
Oh, they're loaded with love.
Yeah, and that's what they said. The people of Minnesota, just send them a big hug for us because obviously they came together.
Right.
And that's the beauty of it. The people came together in the first place to do something, to show their love and support. And when we got there, the manner in which people were just strengthened my own faith because they truly were very, very cordial and just moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. Well, we're going into February, and February is Valentine's Day in that month, and I'm just going to throw this out. If people were interested in getting some pies for a loved one or someone that they would like to, give a little love and a little care to, would they be able to contact you to do something like that?
Well, we haven't thought about that, but that's a good idea to think about perhaps in the future. Right now, we're
Okay.
still recovering from the Martin Luther King weekend because that was pretty exasperating.
Sure.
But we are taking donations on a regular basis through the Golden Valley Community Foundation. They have a website because people will say, well, I really like that. What can I do to help? And that's what you can do. As we move forward, we'll try and determine when will we do another one of these major bakes. We hadn't planned on Charleston.
Sure.
That happened, and since then, there have been so many things that have happened.
Sure.
We're not equipped yet to send a pie to everything that
everybody.
happens. But wouldn't it be wonderful if we could? If people said, I really would like a pie to go to my so-and-so who's about to have surgery, and all we had to do was just reach in a refrigerator or freezer and pull a box out because they're beautifully boxed. And there's a beautiful poem that accompanies each one of
we
them.
heard that. Yeah.
Yes, and that was written by my daughter, actually, Pastor Rosalind Harmon. So when they receive that, no matter where they are, no matter what it is that they're going through, hopefully it will inspire them and uplift them. And also in celebration. So
Yeah.
it's not always when things are down.
That's right.
It's just like with you, you know.
Yeah.
This was just an acknowledgement of appreciation to you. And that was the first thing you said on Sundays. I know exactly who I want to take you
Wow.
to. And I want to acknowledge this station because you all have done a beautiful job covering when we went to Charleston. There was great coverage from Northwest Cable. When we had this celebration of Martin Luther King this year, as well as our first one last year, there was great coverage as well.
On Channel 12, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Uh-oh, I thought this was Channel 12.
Well, it is.
Well, it is. We are an affiliate. We're in the same building.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
professional Channel 12, and we are the
The
public
community.
access community
Yes.
part of it.
Right, gotcha. Okay.
Well,
And-
unfortunately, guys, we're going to have to wrap this up.
Yeah,
And,
thank you, Donald.
Well, thank you. I thank you both for, thinking of me and bringing this beautiful pie. And, I thank you guys for sticking around and watching the show. And there's more to come. So keep watching Donald Jackson, and we'll keep bringing it to you. Thank you. See ya.
Yeah,
And,
thank you, Donald.
Well, thank you. I thank you both for, thinking of me and bringing this beautiful pie. And, I thank you guys for sticking around and watching the show. And there's more to come. So keep watching Donald Jackson, and we'll keep bringing it to you. Thank you. See ya.
Alternative school in Blaine, Minnesota, and I want to share with the world that our kids are dying.
Hurry up, it's Sean, hurry up.
Living in the workplace, calling each other stupid. You're not stupid. But they hear it on that Family Guy. And so you have to bring everybody accountable. And we have to bring all that to the table.
Is my name.
And it's all
talking about, the differences in people. There's different chairs, different styles, different colors, and people. We have different people with different disabilities. Is the disabilities and the special needs that we have in our community but what you may not know is that the people who care for them are just as special as the ones that they care for. So I wanted to introduce you to some people that are different and special and with the purpose. And you don't have to be a person that has a Down syndrome or autism or, one ear. Just be a person that is on alcohol or drugs or, depressed. These are some special conditions that we all have to take a look at. But I want you to take a look at the ones that are developmentally challenged, but it's not all bad. Take a look.
Pat had absolutely no intention of taking in a young foster child with such profound special needs. But in that short time, DJ captured her heart and solidified the mother-son relationship that will last a lifetime. Stay with us to hear their heartwarming story. Pat McCullum is a single mother from Cincinnati, Ohio, who's worked to overcome many obstacles in her life. While in high school, Pat became pregnant and gave birth to her first baby. From then on, life was all about supporting her child. To do that, she even agreed to be the first African-American Playboy bunny in Cincinnati. Later, she earned a college degree. Then in 1990, Pat decided she wanted to help children in difficult circumstances by becoming a foster and adoptive parent. In 1998, Pat faced her biggest challenge when a foster agency called about a 7-year-old boy named DJ, who had survived a fire as a baby and was in urgent need of a home.
Well, DJ was unexpected. I got this call on Friday evening, I never will forget, around 4:15. They said, before you, let us share this with you before you give us your answer. Say, we have a little boy and can't place him. He doesn't have a right ear. He doesn't have a right hand. He doesn't have any feet. He can't hear. He can't talk. He has seizures, and he's 85% burned. And my response was, can't do that one. I said, and I felt bad, so I said, call your other foster parents and call me back. So they called me back again. They said, we found someone, but can you hold him for 13 days? The couple is going on a cruise. I said, well, I can try. I can try. So in come DJ. I'm just petrified because I didn't know what to expect when they described this kid. I think a couple days later, DJ was sitting in my lap and I was singing to him, and he grabbed me and he poured my mouth to his ear as I was singing, and he smiled. He got me.
You were hooked from that point on.
I got hooked. And so when it was time for me to let him go, I said, can't. I said, he can stay here. I'll keep him.
It didn't take long for Pat to fall in love with DJ. But Pat's daughter Deetra, also a foster parent, questioned her mother's ability to communicate with and care for a child with severe disabilities. Deetra, were you concerned when your mom first brought DJ into the household?
Yes.
In what ways?
Just because he was cute, but he was just different. We hadn't had anyone. Everybody had everything. Everybody had their words. Everybody had their legs. So you knew what everybody wanted. If a child have their words, you know what they want, you know? And it was just, my kids were young, so they were scared, you know, because it was burnt. So they were a little scared, like, you know. But over time, everybody just kind of fell in love. But yeah, it was different.
Took some getting used to.
Right, it really did. For me, it didn't, because I love easy. You know, give me a kid, it didn't matter. But over time, everybody became a team. Like, what DJ want? Give DJ this, and it didn't take very long. So,
what were the biggest challenges that you faced taking care of DJ?
Not knowing anything. When I initially got him, I had to start from scratch. I had nothing on this kid, and nor did the agency have anything on him that could help me. So I started with pediatric rehab, which is Dr. McMahon, and she referred me out to all the clinics, and he is in, he's in at least 10, 12 clinics, and will be. And each clinic, I had to get information. But I think what I got out of a lot of this myself is knowing education, the education piece, knowing what was needed, what was not needed, what was people doing and not doing and was supposed to do, which led me to doing a lot of advocating for him.
Developmentally, what stage is he?
I say, on paper, they say 18 to 24 months. I would give DJ 9, 10, 12 in some areas, and it's probably capable of growing if someone pushes that area.
What was DJ like growing up?
Very lovable, very challenging, and actually willing to learn. And that's one of the other things that goes back. When you have a child that's development disabled severely, you find most places want to just babysit them. DJ has got so much up here. And it gradually comes out when you sit down. This boy can put a puzzle together, and it's so much. He can fold a towel, you know, things that they said he'll never be able to do. We just got this electrical wheelchair. I asked for this electrical wheelchair many years ago. He said he'll never be able to master it. I asked for it again a year ago. He mastered it in 4 days. Just not only with DJ, but with a lot of disabled children, we tend not to push them to the highest potential. I push, but I advocate for him to be pushed.
How? How are you?
It is a crowd.
How are you?
Put up another.
How are you? How are you?
Are you liking the
How are you?
with Ron. Yeah. Oh, Ron's a great. He doesn't care.
How are you? Thank you.
Special place here.
That was good.
Mario said, after the how are you, he said, I am happy because you're teaching me to talk. And this is David, Mario's friend, and we are at Unity Church after service practicing speech.
Oh, from
Got some really fun stuff to go and talk about, and we want to include you. So hey, stick around. We'll be back next time.
John Jordan, Brooklyn Park City Council.
Jason Reinders, I am a cashier over at Go For Gas.
I'm Chad Marshall, I'm the used car manager at Luca Kia in Brooklyn Park.
This whole event started when I found out about an event called the Nearly Naked Ruck March. It's being held this coming Saturday, the 27th of February, up in Duluth, Minnesota. The purpose of it is to raise awareness for veteran suicides. I decided at that time when I found out about it to start a GoFundMe page. And I asked the owner of the gas station, Dan Tran, if he would mind if I put up a donation box to just raise a little bit of extra money. He was nice enough to say yes. And in all honesty, it's taken off above everything that I could ever imagine with that. Right now, I'm looking at well over $1,000 that I've raised in just about a month now. So I really couldn't be more pleased.
Yeah, good luck on the walk this weekend. We'd like to contribute this check for you, and as a token of our appreciation, and obviously with what happened at the gas station. Yeah, we hope it's a successful walk and everything goes well.
Kia is donating $720 to the group called 23rd Veteran. They're the ones that are raising, they're doing the event. They're the ones in charge of the event. So thank you to Kia.
Perfect. No, thank you very much. Yeah. Good luck.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, thank you, Jason, for being such a wonderful part of our community. People like you are the fabric of what we do in Brooklyn Park, so we are proud of you. We're proud of Kia for being part of our community, for contributing, and to the owner of Go For Gas for being an integral part of what we do in Brooklyn Park. We are here as a community today to help not only Jason, but to help veterans who are suffering from issues, and Jason has seen that need, and we thank you for seeing that need and just stepping out there and doing things beyond the call of duty. So congratulations. Thank you.